There's been a lot of stitching. There have been some exciting changes that might not excite anyone but me, but I'm happy about them, and I can't wait to share them. Hey Flosstube, I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. It is, I think, Wednesday, February 7th or something like that. Not that it matters. I had set myself a goal to start working on my, I don't know if we call them whips or UFOs or just projects I'm not working on right now because life got in the way. And for January, the plan was to try to finish Bluebirds. And we had an ice storm and some things happened and Bluebirds did not get finished. But when I started, I only had like this quarter of it done. And in the month of January and the first week of February, I did all of this. So I'm counting that as a tremendous success. This little bit of background stitching, some confetti stitches I need to fill in on the birds, and the back stitching, and it will be done. I'm feeling very overwhelmed by this project right now, and part of that is because I have to fill in missing stitches here. This has half cross stitches with one strand of white on white Aida. Finding the missing stitches is enough to drive you batty. And it's too cold to go outside and do it in direct sunlight. Plus we got clouds and stuff. But the other day while I was grocery shopping, my husband did something to the light fixtures in the front room, and it is much, much brighter in here right now. I think I might actually be able to do this. I could do this tonight. I don't want to do this tonight, but I could do it tonight. I think this is now at the point where it's going to be one of those, I will work on it for set amounts of time, and maybe not an hour a day because that seems like a lot, but I want to finish this and it is so dang close. I am gonna finish this. My focus project for February is down memory lane. This is a stamped kit from 1991 based on a Charles Wysocki painting. I found the unopened kit at an antique mall for $4 a few years back and just started it last year, and I can't say that I love this technique, but it's kind of addictive and I'm having fun, and I have so much of it done at this point that I'm on track to finish it in February. There's a lot of back stitching I have to figure out after I get the stitching done, and the back stitching instructions are puzzling to say the least, so I think I'm going to look at the picture that came with the kit and make educated guesses and go from there. I cannot get neat stitches with this stamped cross stitch. It doesn't look like I want my cross stitching to look. But I love Charles Wysocki, and if I find any more of these, you can bet I am going to pick them up and bring them home, because part of me wants to stitch all of the Charles Wysocki. And I have been pulling out, they're not whips, I don't want to call them UFOs, things I might want to start working on again now that life has settled down a bit. Still not back to regular scheduling, but I'm getting closer. And I'm feeling a whole lot better, and I'm not fighting my fine motor skills like I was, so I think I want to pull out this one. This is Dollhouse Hutch by Bucilla. Bucilla years ago did a whole bunch of these pattern kits with wooden hutches. I lost the frame when we were packing to evacuate for the wildfire. I know it is here somewhere, and I am just gambling that I will find it before I finish the project, because I'm not going to finish this anytime soon. And worst case scenario, I don't find it. They use this frame for lots of kits, and some of them are really ugly, so maybe I can find one of those and replace mine with. I love dollhouses. I have seen this one stitched up in an antique mall. It is glorious when it is fully stitched. I started it for Mania a while back, and yeah, I've got a long ways to go. But it seems like it would be fun, and I can break it up into chunks room by room. So it's not all or nothing. It's, I could do a room and put it away and do the other rooms later, or not. And then someone recently did a video about getting ready to stitch Cozy Cove by Charles Wysocki, Dimensions Gold Collection. And I had it bookmarked so I could give credit where credit was due. I cannot find the original video. I looked at the channel that I thought did it and it's not there. I was really inspired to pull out mine, which was Mania Start, that I got nowhere on. And then I thought about it a little more and I thought, I really want to pull out Southwest Mesa. The original kit is, I have the chart from the kit. I had to print out the image online. I am rekitting with DMC, replacing the fabric, because when I very first wanted to try counted cross stitch, I didn't want to try counted cross stitch. I wanted to try needlepoint. And I asked for a needlepoint kit for Christmas, and my husband bought me a Dimensions cross stitch kit. Apparently he knew better than I did what I wanted to do. I started it 20 some years ago and I made some progress, and then I got hopelessly lost and I don't know where that went. But again, years ago for Mania, I started it again, got brush and a cactus, and the only reason I put this aside was it was a different day and time for a different start. And I think I want to pick this up. The sky and the mountain are deeply intimidating. This is so much stitching, but I want to stitch it. And if I get it stitched, I will frame, I will hang. And if you know me, I don't frame and hang anything, but this needs to be on my wall. I'm kind of going through my older projects and taking stock of what I've got and what I might want to be working on. And these decisions may not stick, they're not binding. And the other thing that I am ridiculously excited about this week is my purple sweater. Grandma died some 8-9 years ago. I am not the type of person who can keep track of things like that. My brain doesn't work that way. But when we were going through her things after she died, I snagged this purple sweater from my grandma's closet. I don't remember her ever wearing this purple sweater. It was a sweater. I needed a sweater. I am 99% sure that it came from a thrift store, because Grandma bought everything from thrift stores, and the brand is not from one of the stores that she bought new clothes from. I lived in this sweater for months. It was like a hug from Grandma and a security blanket. And I wore it all the time, and then I forgot about it. I don't know at what point I stopped wearing it and it disappeared. But I was going through my enclosed porch that's sort of a laundry room and found a box of clothes that had been tucked away years ago. Our well is dry and I do all my laundry at the laundromat, so it gets really selective what gets to go to the laundromat, and there's some stuff that apparently got forgotten in the shuffle. But this sweater was in the top of the box, and I squealed, and I took it to the laundromat, and I washed it, and now all of a sudden I have got my security blanket from Grandma again. And a couple of days after I found it, it turned out I needed it, because of circumstances made a hug from Grandma really necessary at that moment. And I mean, it's cotton, it's got seed stitch and cables. This is a sweater I would have picked out for myself, regardless of whether it's Grandma's or not. So I'm going to live in it for a while. At some point, I'm sure it will be put back away and forgotten. But boy, am I glad that I did not declutter and follow any of those rules about if you haven't thought about it in 5 years, you don't need it, because sometimes you might not need something right now, but that doesn't mean you won't want it again later. I'm going to go stitch. I have got plans for trying to get Down Memory Lane done by the end of February. It would be really nice if life was peaceful and I got to achieve those goals. If something happens and I find a new project to get obsessed with instead, I am not going to complain about that. But if I get sidetracked for another ice storm, I will get cranky. It has been wonderfully warm in our neck of the woods, and I have to keep reminding myself, winter isn't done. We're going to have more freezes and more ice, and I'll enjoy the nice weather while we have it. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and I'm going to hope to be back with more stitchy updates and lots to show you very soon.